A base design that has never lost a versus battle, and I'm about to share that layout with you. Wait, I am? Welcome, fellow Clashers, to another episode of Galadon Gaming, and let me tell you guys, having some fantastic success with this base layout. Now, I talked about the base and the design in the last episode that I did on my free-to-play account. Again, free-to-play, not gemming any resources, grinding through the loot limit like any other player would without gems. And as you can see, we've gotten some pretty good progress into Builder Hall 4, and this is the layout with a level 2 crusher right in the center, and of course the air bombs trying to protect those just in case we start to see some baby dragon invasion. And really, I just love the push trap, the spring trap setup, and the mines in this base. I feel like they're really getting fed into, like you have no choice but to come at them. And check out my log right now, you guys. Every single confrontation has resulted in a victory. The best anybody has gotten was a 55% 2-star, and luckily I bested that attack. So it's been working out pretty well. So we're going to take a look at some attacks and defenses, because you guys have to remember, it's a combination of both. Now right here, watch this giant path all the way around to where the red arrow is. Did not expect the giants to go this far. That kind of caught me off guard. The plan was to have them hit this wall right here where the double cannon is. Instead, they're pathing all the way around, and that's not going to work out quite as well for the archers. But again, like I just said, this is not just a game of attack or a game of defense. You've got to count on both in every single battle, and that's one of the cool and unique things about Clash of Clans Builder Base. The fact that you've got to worry about your defenses, your base layout, just as much as you have to worry about your attack. And that's why rushing a base, not a good idea. Rushing troops to a stronger level may work out, but only to a certain extent. Right here, despite that rough beginning, I end up with a very solid 60+% 2-star. And again, where I am right now in trophies and Builder Hall levels, being a mid-level BH4, usually a 64% 2-star is going to be plenty to pick up the win. And occasionally, you don't need much at all. I've picked up a couple of wins with less than 1 star just on percentage. Now, this is a defense, and check out those bombs way on the outside, working out beautifully. I figured people would try to come out there, and bad news gets worse. Right there, right side of your screen as we freeze the frame for just a moment. Every single barbarian and almost every single archer about to suffer the same fate, and that attack is just absolutely doomed. So I have to tell you guys, no matter what base layout you are using, the mines, the spring traps, and the push traps are absolutely critical. I feel like they are far more important than they are back on the home village, and that's simply because of the sheer smaller size of these villages. You can make such a big difference by having good strategic placement. Now right here, this guy has decided to come at the back door, and this was surprising because the bombers do a great job, but they only get through that outer wall, and the second layer of walls is key. Now they are going to break that second layer of walls open, but look at the barbarians. They've already gone around, and that right there, that small difference was the key to failure in this attack. If the barbarians go in that back door, they definitely get the Builders Hall down. Instead, as we go to slow motion, they are going to seal their fate in the hands of, yes, the Crusher. Oh, from pretty far away too. On the Tesla, the Crusher wipes out the barbs and ends that battle quickly. So we move on to another defense, and again, giants and archers coming from the top of the base. So this kind of looks like your old-fashioned southern teaser back in the old days of the home village. But watch the giants path all the way down and around after the Crusher once again. Push trap works out pretty well, gets that giant within range. The other spring trap finishes off the last of the giants, and that is big trouble for this attack. With no tanks left to protect those archers, this one is all over as well in just a few seconds. So again, maybe that back, that very top, is a little bit vulnerable, but the giants really will go to great lengths to try to find a way to get in after a defensive structure. Here, I did know that they would go around this wall, but part of their job right here was to path around and get rid of any mines in the area. Of course, spring traps, push traps right here would have been tragic. Luckily, they weren't there. The Giants are going to go again all the way around to the opening because these bases are pretty small. There's a push trap to a spring trap. Nice trick right there, and the last Giant's going to get annihilated by the Crusher, but they've still served their purpose in that they've tanked for the archers long enough, and the right side of this village very vulnerable because of the fact that the Tesla was under construction, taking advantage of things like that. And I have to admit, that's something I didn't notice at the beginning of the attack. Otherwise, I might have altered the strategy. It still works out pretty well. We can't quite get the Builder's Hall down, but a 72% 1 star is going to be enough to win almost every time, at least at the trophy level where I am right now. And you can see that in the log, or you can see it right here. This is my opponent's attack in that same versus battle. And you'll notice he goes to all archers. Yes, 24 archers, just spamming archers around the exterior of this village. And while that can pick up some pretty good percentages, it's not going to work out that well for Vishu here, as he's not going to get the percentages needed to grab the win. Now, the archers, again, pretty powerful, especially at level 6+. He does get the first star and comes dangerously close to picking up the Builder's Hall, but 55% and a 1 star, not enough to get the job done. Now, one thing you might have noticed in my attack log was that almost every single battle I was using a very similar army composition. Right now, these Giants and archers are just so strong. Such a good combination, especially if you can keep your Giants up. So at the risk of repeating myself, push traps, spring traps, and mines, absolutely critical right now at Builder Hall 4. Upgrade those spring traps to level 2 when you can. They will flip 2 Giants off the screen instead of 1, and 2 spring traps taking off 4 Giants will definitely put an end quickly to just about any attack. Right here, I do lose my last Giant, but the archers doing their best to pick off more structures. Again, it's not always about being super good. Sometimes you have to be a little bit lucky. What might have been a loss in another battle is a win right here. A 55% 1 star, and I grab another win. But you guys have to remember that there's always going to be a limitation to how far you can go given your defenses and your troop levels. It's just like in Clash Royale. Players can only get to a certain point as a level 9, a level 10, a level 11 player. Level 11 players will never be in the global top 200 because they're just facing much stronger troops, and the same is going to be true here. Some players will find that extremely frustrating, while others find it a challenge to see just how far you can push with a limitation of a Builder Hall 3, a Builder Hall 4, whatever it may be. Right now, again, mid-Builder Hall 4, I would like to get to about 2,000 trophies, but it hasn't been easy yet as we're pushing up because we haven't upgraded a lot of our ground troops yet. I think once I level up my archers and giants to max for Builder Hall 4, things should go a lot better. All right, let's watch another defense. Look at this mass barbarian attack right here. And check out these barbs as they head in after, yes, the Crusher. Not going to be a good sign. Springtrap takes a few out, and here comes the Crusher. Yes, it's mass barbicide as every last barbarian vaporized in the last second there. And attack over 19% and no stars. So again, you guys, it's all about offense and defense. Right now, I'm going to tweak, like move this wall over 1 spot and still have them overlapping. Other than that, I'm thinking that we want to upgrade the mines, upgrade the spring traps, the push traps as soon as possible. I don't think walls are critical to upgrade right now, especially at 100k for a level 3 wall. So those are going to stay the way they are. In the back here, the Star Lab is working on baby dragons. I don't really plan on using them anytime soon, so unfortunately I feel like I should have gone with the upgrade for the Boxer Giants and the Sneaky Archers first, because they're just absolutely destroying bases right now, but we will see. I want your guys' feedback. Give me improvements to this base or send me your own. If I use it in a future episode, I will definitely give you the shout out and the credit, because you guys are the Gala fam. I appreciate every last one of you, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And of course, Come back again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Golly dog, you can use my base. No one's ever beaten it. Ever.